Hello, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. Well, I'm back from FanExpo Canada 2025. That's right in the heart of Toronto, and I had a wonderful time. The con is now over. I was there on Thursday, which is basically preview night for the big 4-day pop culture Comicon. And this year it was busy. Let me tell you, busy. Whenever you go to FanExpo, make sure that you have a plan in mind on people and celebrities that you're planning on visiting, and make sure that you follow that plan, because it's easy to get distracted and also to get caught up in the massive crowds that go there. Remember, this con usually brings in somewhere between 125 and 140,000 people each year to the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the haul that I got from just my one day that I was down there on Thursday, which, by the way, I went there primarily to record the entire convention. You can find a link to that video right above me and also at the end of this video. I suggest that you check it out. And also, I had the opportunity to interview the new Incredible Hulk artist, Adam Gorham. And Adam was really generous with his time. And I'll also drop a link to that interview, which took place at FanExpo, at the end of this video and right above me as well. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show is the comic book, The Department of Truth, issue number 2, the second printing, that actually had the cover artist Martin Simmons' autograph right here. So Martin was kind enough to sign this book for free. And this is the second printing, and you can recognize the fact that it's the second printing because Ronald Reagan here is actually in blue, and in the first printing he was not. So I was happy to get this one signed. This is one of my favorite covers from that excellent series, The Department of Truth. I also had the opportunity to meet the comic book artist Kyle New, and he was generous enough to sign this book for free. This is Future State Justice League issue number 1 from DC Comics, and this gorgeous cover is signed by Kale right here. Bring it in a little bit closer. As you can see, he signs his name, Kyle New, in 2025 with 2 large yellow stripes. Would that be straight stripe or line right there? But that's awesome. Happy to have a Kale New autograph in my collection now, especially on such a fantastic variant cover for Future State Justice League issue number 1. The next book I'm going to show, which is autographed, is one of the hottest books in comics right now. This is from Image Comics. It's Exquisite Corpses issue number 1. The story behind this one is that my good friend Nick from the YouTube channel Nick's Kicks and Comics, who happened to be working at FanExpo, was kind enough to get this book autographed for me and then handed it off to my friend Chris, who is the owner of Retro Rocket Comics, my LCS, who was kind enough to return it to me. So this book has seen a little bit of travel time, but again, thank you so much to Nick and to Chris for helping me out with this autographed comic book. It's actually signed by the writer James Tynan IV and also Michael Walsh. And this is awesome. I'm really happy to have Exquisite Corpses issue number 1 signed by both James Tynan IV and Michael Walsh right there on the cover. And again, this is one of the hottest comic books going right now. I believe it's just at issue number 4. And if you watch my interview with Adam Gorham, again, the link will be at the end of the video, he speaks about issue 4 of Exquisite Corpses. The last autograph book I'm going to show you, again, was helped out by Nick from Nick's Kicks and Comics and Chris from Retro Rocket Comics. And this book is Ultimate Wolverine issue number 1, signed by Christopher Condon, and it is awesome as well. Ultimate Wolverine is a very successful series from Marvel under the Ultimate brand, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this series. But as you can tell, Christopher signed it right here and then put the year and through 3 little say scrape marks that Wolverine would have done, and also put up Snicked right here to represent the Ultimate Wolverine just kind of popped the claws. So yeah, happy to have this issue number 1 signed for my collection. Again, Chris and Nick, thank you so much for getting Ultimate Wolverine issue number 1, Exquisite Corpses issue number 1 signed and returned back to me. Now, I had a 9.8 copy of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, one of the books that James Gunn is referencing for his new DCU, especially with the character Supergirl, who actually made her debut in the new Superman film. Sorry if I just spoiled it for you. But Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow is a great limited series by Tom King. So I happen to have this in a 9.8 and decided to bring it with me to FanExpo in hopes of possibly trading it for something that I would need, as I actually have an extra copy of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow in a 9.8. So I happened to be flipping through a bunch of books for my video and saw Something is Killing the Children book that I really wanted. So after speaking to the dealer, who was actually from Montreal, Quebec, we decided to shake hands and do a 1-for-1 trade. My Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow in a CGC 9.8 for his copy of Something is Killing the Children issue number 4 in a 9.8. So this awesome cover A is finally now in my collection. I have been working on a lot of the cover A's in a 9.8 from Something is Killing the Children, and earlier this year at Heroes Con, I actually had my number 1, Something is Killing the Children, graded in a 9.8. So I'm glad to have this James Tynion IV and Werther Dell'Edera offering from Boom Studios finally in my collection. Will partner up with the rest of the Something is Killing the Children books that I have collected so far. So that's my FanExpo Canada 2025 haul. A few autographed books, and some of those books came through with the help of my good friends, and also Something is Killing the Children issue number 4 in a CGC 9.8, which I was thankfully able to trade with a dealer that was from Montreal, Quebec. How about you? Did you go to FanExpo Canada, and what was your haul? Did you have a nice time? How did you find the crowds? And if you haven't seen FanExpo Canada and how large this con is, I'm going to invite you to check out my touring video of FanExpo Canada 2025 right now, so you can actually see how large, how busy, and how special this con really is. Thank you so much for your time. Till I see you again, take care.